What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. Just getting on the road here. If you're new to our channel, this is something that I call Car Chronicles. Most of what our channel is reselling stuff online. So that's how we make a full-time living. We buy stuff and then we resell stuff online on platforms like eBay. And I was thinking on the drive to our warehouse today, I was thinking and I was like, you know what? This might be like a controversial type topic, but I kind of wanted to just talk about why I think reselling is a bad business. And I'll explain a little bit because obviously, like, we are resellers. This is what we do as a business. So why would I think it's a bad business? But I'll get into it a little bit more in a little bit. But if you don't like videos like this, by the way, we have 1,000 other videos on our channel showing you how to resell, like where we go to find stuff and what we find and how we sell stuff. This is more of like it's almost like a diary. Like I said, I call it my Car Chronicles. I think this is episode like 4 or something like that. But it's literally just me turning the camera on and kind of saying what's on my mind. And this is what I want to talk about today. So before I go into today's video, I just wanted to give you like a little background about myself, because a lot of people don't know that I've owned other businesses in the past outside of reselling, and that kind of plays into this video as well. So I've had failed businesses that I've started that have not succeeded, and then I've also had successful businesses from beginning to end. So from like starting the business to building the business up and then to selling the business for a profit. I've done that multiple times with multiple different businesses. So here's the deal. Reselling, first of all, let's talk about what I love about reselling. What I love about reselling is the main thing is you don't have to do it as a full-time business. Most people actually do it on the side. So they have their main income job where they make most of their money from. And then they also, what's good about that too is a lot of people like get their benefits, their, health insurance and all that stuff from their main income source, their main job. And then people are able to resell on the side for extra income. And I know a lot of people who they'll fund like their family vacation once a year, or they'll use that income from reselling to cover a bill, like a car payment, or student loans. A lot of people come out of college with, big student loans, and reselling sort of like alleviates pressure off having to pay those loans. So that I love about reselling. It's a great way to make extra side income. Now, when it comes to doing it full-time as a full-time business, what I love about it is that it can create a legitimate full-time income for people, where you can replace your income from doing your regular day-to-day job. And I've seen a lot of people come out of that 9-to-5 grind who hate that grind, teachers and doctors and lawyers, and honestly, people who just don't like what they're doing. They found reselling as a way to escape from that grind of being stuck in corporate hell. You know what I mean? So that's great. Reselling to get out of what you're doing. If you love reselling, to get out of what you're doing and into something that you enjoy doing, that's a beautiful thing. That's really, really cool. And you can build a legitimate, really good business as a full-time reseller. We've been full-time resellers for over 8 years now. We started initially flipping stuff from garage sales onto eBay, and we turned that into going to thrift stores and buying inventory from thrift stores, and then we turned that into going to auctions and buying stuff from auctions, and then we turned that into buying liquidation and buying wholesale, and then buying collections. And now it's our full-time business. Obviously, we make income from other sources. We have YouTube income, which is great. We have a reseller group where we teach people how to do what we do, how to sell online, and we get income from that reseller group. If you want to join, go to ralliroots.com. But we have other sources of income, and we're lucky to do that. But take that all away. And I think that this is something that's really important to me. As a reseller, this is really important to me, is if you take away our YouTube income and you take away our mentoring income and you take away real estate income and you take away stock income and you just take away every other aspect of income that we get, and you look at just our reselling income, we are still able to have a full-time income from reselling. So we're able to pay our bills. Now, we don't live extravagant lives. We try to keep our expenses as low as possible, and we don't have a whole ton of employees. We have one full-time employee, Callie, who's awesome. But again, if you take all that other stuff away, we would still be able to pay Callie to run a full-time e-commerce business. We actually might make more money if we stop focusing on everything else on YouTube and mentoring and all that stuff, and only focus on our reseller business. We would probably make more money. But I just wanted to say that so that like, if you eliminate all that other stuff, we are still full-time resellers. But coming from a background where I built other businesses, the two businesses, the main businesses that I built in the past, I had a website design and search engine optimization company. Started that in America, built that business up, had a book of clients that were paying us residuals, monthly residuals, to do a service for them. And then we sold that company, moved to Australia, started the same type of company over there, doing website design and Google search engine optimization. Built that company up for a year, came back to America, started another company here in the social media side of things, social media management side of things. And those three companies we ended up selling. Not all of them were the best. So like the social media management company, I basically broke even on. That was the last thing I did before we jumped into reselling full time. But I'm telling you all that so you know that I'm not just coming from a reseller background. I'm coming from a business background. I've built businesses from beginning to end, and I know what it takes, and I know what a good business is. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that reselling is a bad business in general. The reason I'm saying that reselling is a bad business is because for most people, whether you're doing this as a hobby, as a side hustle, or whether you're doing reselling full time, for most people, you're not building an asset. So you don't have anything that's actually saleable. You don't have anything that you can take and sell on to another person or business. And for a lot of people, the main goal of a business is to build it up to a certain point, and then when you get to the point where you say, okay, now I want to retire. For a business owner, let's just look at like a traditional business owner. Let's look at someone, let's look at a franchise business owner, someone that owns a McDonald's, for example, okay? You buy a McDonald's franchise, you run that McDonald's franchise, let's say for 10 years, you build it up to a certain point, and then you go, okay, I don't want to do this anymore, I don't want to be in McDonald's anymore. You can take that asset, that McDonald's franchise that has now been open for 10 years, it's producing cash flow, it's producing income for you and for the people working there. You can take that and you can sell it for a multiple of how much money that business makes. You can sell it to someone who wants to take that business and continue to run the business. So for example, let's say that McDonald's, to make it easy, makes $1 million a year, okay? You could take that $1 million and take it to like a business broker and go, hey, I want to sell my McDonald's. Well, then the business broker will look at it and compare it to other franchises out there, and they'll go, okay, your McDonald's is making $1 million a year. Let's sell it for $3 million, a multiple of 3. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's just an example of a traditional type business. And same thing with like my website design and SEO company. We built up that business. We were getting residual income from clients that were paying us, a few $100s a month for X amount of clients. When we went to sell that company, the business broker looked at it and said, okay, you have a book of clients, you have this many clients paying you a certain amount of money. Each year the business is making this amount of money. Let's try to sell it for a multiple of X. So you sell that on to somebody else and they know, okay, this business is producing this amount of money. In 3 years, I'm going to make my money back. And then in year 4, now that business is cash flowing me money and making me money. And I could run this thing for 10 years, and then I could do the same thing that this guy just did, and I could sell it to somebody else for, whatever amount of money. So that's traditional business. Well, in reselling, that's usually not the case. And for us too, that's usually not the case. Most resellers they're buying something for one price and then selling it for another price. And at the end of the day, when they want to get out of the business, they don't really have a business to sell. There's nothing that's really an asset to sell on besides the inventory. And inventory, usually you're not, well, I mean, 100%, you're not able to sell that inventory for X multiple. So you can't say, well, my business, my reselling business, I have $100,000 worth of product, give me $300,000. Right? That's not the way that it works. In fact, it's the opposite in most cases. For most people, when they want to get out of a reselling business, if they have $100,000 in inventory, they have to liquidate it and sell it at a lower margin. You know, they might have to sell it for $25,000 so that the person they're selling it to can then go on and sell it for $100,000 and make some money. So that is why I think reselling is, it's not that it's a bad business. It's just a bad business if you want to exit out of the business eventually. So there's nothing, you know, the goal for a lot of businesses is there's really two main goals to get out of a business. You sell it or you take it public. You take it to the stock market and you take it public. Other than that, you just run it, and then when you're done with it, it's over. There's nothing to sell. So I think that's, you know, that was my thought anyway behind reselling. And I think one thing that I could tell people who are resellers, because resellers, you know, most of what our channel is are people who resell. I would say this: if your end game is to have something that is an asset in your business is worth something, and you're not just, when you're done at the end of the day, you're not just having to liquidate your inventory and take a loss, pretty much. I would say start looking within your business for reasons that someone else would want to buy your business. So that might be relationships with wholesalers, something like that. Like, hey, if you buy my business from me, it comes with this. It doesn't just come with the inventory. It also comes with these relationships that I have with these wholesalers, right, that are unique to me. You can't just go and find those relationships. You get that with the business. I would also look at something that has some sort of a residual model, right? In reselling, you know, maybe you develop a website that people pay you a certain amount of money a month for items. So almost like I don't know, you know, there's websites that do like, you know, there's like watch websites. I was part of a watch website where you would pay, I think it was like $50 a month, and every month you get a watch, and then you have a certain amount of chance to, like, one person out of everybody who buys something gets a Rolex once a month. It's a pretty neat little idea. Well, that's a reselling model that is very, very sellable because it's residual. So you have thousands of people paying $50 a month. Now that business is guaranteed, right? Because it's residual. They're guaranteed to be producing, you know, $100,000, $200 a month. And when you go to sell that business, you can say, hey, it comes with this residual income. And now that is a very, very sellable business. And residuals like that, that's a multiple. Now we're talking like 5-10 times sometimes. So if you can look at your business and try to structure it in a way where there's something that has like a really good asset that goes along with the reselling business, I think that's smart. And again, that's not for everybody. If this is just purely like a side hustle thing for you and you're making extra income reselling, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Most people are not going to want to build this big reselling business and then sell it and make millions of dollars. I understand that that's not most people's goal in life, especially when it comes to reselling. But for that 1 or 2% of you who are looking for an exit at some point out of your reselling business, and you want to, you know, you want to get out with a huge chunk of change and you don't just want to liquidate your inventory, you might want to start looking at that model, or, you know, bringing something to the table that can make your business worth a lot of money, or to someone, to sell it to someone that would pay you a lot of money for your business. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. I know this is a shorter Car Chronicles type video. I'm about to get on the highway and the sound's going to get bad. But I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and feel free to, you know, post your thoughts and comments in the comment section of today's video. I love you guys. I'm Ralli Roots, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.